Hello, everyone. I thought I had 30 seconds. Apparently, I didn't have 30 seconds. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Just Put Paint on It. You had 20 seconds just disappeared like this. So that was pretty
It could have been that
crazy.
too.
It could have been
See,
that too. Welcome.
This is why you ask me to share all this stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it in 30 seconds.
I tried, okay? I really tried.
You did.
I'm gonna go ahead and continue to do what I was doing. But this is the show that we do every Friday, 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 12 p.m. Eastern
Yeah.
Standard Time. And it is a sit, paint, and chat, and sometimes paint, and sometimes do other stuff where we bring on some amazing guests. And me, Skari, your grateful host, Tanya Gates, my wonderful co-host, and today's wonderful guest, Phil. Woo! The Glacial Geek.
I don't want to blow out my microphone, so I'll just go, woo.
Woo!
Minimal woo. No
Minimal woo. So this is a chance for you to sit back, chat, relax, where we talk hobby, we talk topics, we chat with the chat, and all of you out there, and feel free to get involved and ask questions and things like that. So hello everybody. Hi Tabletop Chuck. What's going on? Thanks for coming to hang out. Hello Selk, Max Wolf. Hello, welcome. Okay, so today I am working on something very, very special because Wizards of the Coast sent me a free promo kit, woo, for the really cool Commander decks. What?
Did you get every one of them?
I got both of them? I don't know if there's every one of them.
I thought there was 4.
Yeah,
I got a Necron one and I got a Chaos one. So
nice.
Pretty excited. Check this out though. It came in a freaking massive box. Look at this.
Oh, that's cool.
It's a literal
so cool.
Games Workshop crate. It's magnetized and it opens
So what are you
up.
gonna put in it? You know what you could use that for is taking pictures of your minis.
I totally could. Anyway, so thank you very much, Wizards of the Coast and Games Workshop. Make sure you order your sets today at the website that I will be putting in the description and comments and all that good stuff. But they are available today. Other than that, I'm excited to try it. And cool thing is, what I'm working on today, they sent these prints that you can see one here that I put down, and a really awesome little crayon or coloring pencil set. I am totally going to be coloring this thing, which came with the promo set. So thank you very much to Wizards for reaching out to me and sending me this cool stuff. And now
that's right. You guys thought that we were here for Just Put Paint on It, but we're actually here for Skari's kindergarten.
Yeah.
Well,
it even comes
color within the lines.
It even comes with its own little pencil sharpener. It's so cool. It's like a full kit set. Anyway, so Tanya, who are you? Where are you from? And what are you working on today?
I'm Tanya. I'm from Canada, and I got a big box from my boss, and there are miniatures inside. I know one miniature for sure. I think I know a second one, but I don't know if he threw anything else in here. So I'm gonna unbox this and put together my minis today.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'm
because it's Orktober.
Oh, okay. So Tyranids then, huh?
No.
That does make sense. Orktober. Wait, is that a dig at GW? Is that what that is?
No, it wasn't meant to be.
Well, they decided to not really do anything for the massive Orktober when the Ork book was released or whatever.
Yeah.
And they didn't really do anything at all.
Yeah.
And it was up to folks like Geargus Mech Shop to keep the war alive for that time. So I feel like it was a very a very.
I mean, we didn't do it out of spite. We just do it because we really like green skins. So.
Yeah,
there we go.
Plus I know they look really cool. And without further ado, introducing a wonderful guest today, Phil the Glacial Geek. Phil, man, thanks so much for coming on again. It's been really nice.
Hey, thanks for having me. I really love coming on here every time. You guys are excellent company, and I've really enjoyed coming on. So thank you very much for having me.
No, it's been great. So I feel like we've been lucky enough to do a couple of collabs over the last couple of years. especially with some of the work that we've done with like mini wargaming and things like that, which has been really good. But you were originally from Alaska, right? For
No,
anybody who
actually, no.
no.
Originally from New York.
Ah,
So
okay. Then you
yeah,
moved
it's
to
like
Alaska. Okay, okay,
yeah, my
okay,
life is all
okay. Let's
sorts
go
of
over the story.
convoluted.
Let's go over the
Okay,
story. Everybody buckle in.
so you buckle in. Born in Hong Kong, raised in New York, moved to Georgia, then Mississippi, then Alaska, where I started the channel, and now I'm back down in Georgia, and that's the Spark Note version, like the Crib Note version of the story.
Nice.
So yeah, so it's crazy. If you ask the guys over at SN Battle Reports, they thought I was Canadian. So that was fun when they introduced in one of the videos. They're like, oh yeah, he's from Canada, and also I got like a dozen messages being like, since when are you from Canada? I was like, I don't know. I guess they just assume if they're if you're not from England and you're a content producer with Warhammer that you must be Canadian.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
That is
So, but yes,
hilarious.
started the channel in Alaska, hence why it's the Glacial Geek, even though it's like, it's mid-October or it's beginning of October here, and it's 80 degrees down here in Georgia. Not really glacial in any stretch of the imagination
Yeah, I love that
whatsoever.
your like your avatar is like you in like a a
In a
winter
parka,
gear and
yeah,
winter
haven't
gear
worn that since I left Alaska. Let me tell you.
and like the snow and the glare like goggles and stuff like that.
Yep,
It's just so
yep.
funny. Yeah. So you don't even know, bro. You don't even know.
Yeah,
Uh,
exactly. That's why when they
Taylor.
complain about it cold down here, I'm like, no. I had to put on a sweatshirt, maybe.
Yeah. Taylor says hi, Phil and Tanya and Skari.
Hello.
Danny Blaze says new season hype. How's it going? Well,
Woo!
things are going great, thank you. New season, season 4. We've got was it 19 guests this season, Tanya?
Ooh, that's exciting.
18 guests.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've it's a very elite crew this time around. We're making each episode just like doubly special.
Yeah, elite crew and Phil.
There you go. You are part of the elite crew in our hearts, Phil. Hey Kyle, Gary Smashed Up Kyle, what's going on? Well, that sounds really cool. The fact that you've been like up and about and around and traveled a lot. As soon as you said Hong Kong, I was like, "Oh, okay, interesting." So you're like a global citizen like myself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was my dad was
No wonder we get along so well.
Exactly. We have that kinship of
Yeah.
of travel of being around the world. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad was over there for business for a couple of years when I was born, and I like to consider myself the greatest souvenir ever.
Oh,
So
there you go. Little did you know, I
little did I
was a
know. Exactly.
souvenir.
Exactly, yeah.
That's awesome. I absolutely love it. I was have project wise, you play 40K, like you're a fan of
Yes.
40K gaming and stuff.
Yes.
And what's your current project? Because you do a lot of I've seen you do a lot of Kill Team. Like if
Yes.
anybody's looking for some really cool Kill Team content, you do it regularly, like once every couple weeks, is it?
Yeah, the idea is I put out one battle report a week, and I alternate back and forth between 40K and Kill Team, putting them out there. So yeah, so I put out Kill Team battle reports. I guess approximately usually every 2 weeks, and I put out 40K battle report every 2 weeks. And then I do other videos as well once a week, where I do either just talking about things or painting or whatever. Like I call it just my mixed bag that I just kind of like do whatever with. So, but yeah, just kind of keep it, a whole bunch of stuff. It's usually hobby related or 40K related, or even some 30K stuff. Like I did some like a painting tutorial on an Alpha Legion, a 30K or a 30K Alpha Legion color scheme and stuff like that. So yeah, just kind of keep it chill and hobby, and whatever sparks joy in me is kind of what I do about it. So, or whatever sparks annoyance in me that I can then rant about. I've got this channel, they can't tell me what I can or cannot rant about.
Yeah, that is, I think that's the key for anybody who's an like a hopeful content creator out there.
That's me.
Yeah, do things that you want to do. Honestly, it
Yes.
will. If you don't do things that you want to do, you will get burnt out so fast
So
because
fast.
it's a lot of work. And even if like I'm gonna use my little current Crusade games that I'm playing with John as an example. Even though they don't do as well as like a match play battle report, right, in terms of
Yeah.
viewership, like I'm doing them because I really want to do this, and it's
Yeah,
kept me
absolutely.
motivated instead of like worrying about the fact that it's like, oh, it has less views than I would normally get or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all about like I was passionate and I'm passionate about telling the story or whatever. So I need to
Exactly.
like, because if not, you're just gonna get burnt out, and that's not
Yeah.
fun at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's, there's so much work that goes into it, and you have to try to keep such a consistent output of, content that you're doing, that if you're not enjoying doing it, it's going to become a slog really quick.
Hmm.
And, especially when you're starting up, when you're starting to pick up, like the feedback is not as, not as grand, people at our level are not going out and buying Maseratis. You have to get to like Mr. Beast level. And so if he could probably do something he doesn't enjoy, but
Yeah,
He doesn't
and
look
then
like
that
he
should be
actually,
does
okay.
he
though.
he
Yeah,
he,
it's true.
he
He does
but
look
even
like he
then, like at
enjoys
that
doing it.
level,
Yeah,
like he still like he will only do something if it interests him. You know what I mean? But
that's
that's
true.
that's
Exactly. And I
literally,
mean,
yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's what it comes down to is like, the
Uh,
second you start doing things just to try to get the clicks, it's very quickly going to become a slog. And when
yeah.
this production becomes a slog, it becomes very hard to keep grinding. So,
I agree. I would agree with that statement. Okay, going back in chat. Says Danny says, I love Crusade videos. You and John, like, you guys are having a blast. Oh, we're having an absolute blast. It's really funny because John and I are, tend to keep our very cool heads, like even when we play like crazy games and shit just happens. But for some reason, every time we've played this Crusade, it's either him getting salty or I'm getting salty, and and it has never really happened before because we tend to take losses really well, and we tend to take like bad luck or whatever really well and fine. But we're
mhm.
so invested in the story of these like characters and stuff that it's like we've both had like episodes where we've just gotten really salty about the outcome of a game. And it's just funny to think about, because normally we don't care, but it just shows that we actually really care about the story that's
Yeah.
happening. It's just really funny. Anyway, that's yeah.
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest, you're talking about like what, advice on making content. If you're going to be doing battle reports, you got to very quickly learn how to not be salty, because
Yeah.
throw a potato in your games there, because that's the stuff that's like the hardest lesson to learn, is that people want to watch for fun, and salt is not fun.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
they watch because you're having a good time, right? The good
exactly.
thing is that you can like leave all the saltiness on the editing board, especially depending on how you edit or film stuff.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That's
Like
true. Yeah.
it usually doesn't come through, but
Yeah.
it's
Wait till you press pause. Wait till you stop recording before you start,
yeah, you
you know,
start recording.
getting angry.
Motherfucker. What the just
Yeah.
happened?
It's like,
How
oh,
did
it's
you
a
make
shame. Stop. Yeah.
that many invulnerable saves? You son of a gun.
Yeah. It's like, oh,
Anyway.
nice roll there. Stop recording. What was that? Are your dice melted? Let's float them. Let's find out.
So true, yeah.
So whenever I go to play on tabletop, like I swear the dice are rigged, because whenever I have to make an average roll, they just won't do it. Like it just
Yeah.
will not be average. It'll be like the crappiest roll ever. It's like, okay, I need to make, or I've got like 5 meganobs inside this truck that just blew up. Like, please, I just need to roll. I can handle like 1, maybe 2. No, 4. Like, oh, jeez, come on.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
those
they
are
got the
the
drama dice.
Yeah, they got like remote control dice. You can just like
Yeah.
decide what they want.
Yeah. Amp the
Yeah.
drama. That's what we want right now.
Yeah.
Turn it up to
Speaking
11.
of, I have a special D20 that when I finally get around to running a game, I think I'm gonna call it like "Do you want a party?" because it has more 20s and 19s and 1s and 2s, and then everything else is kind of like in the middle.
Right.
So I think it's got like 3 20s and 2 19s, and then it's got 3 1s and 2 2s. And like, I don't know, like
Do
I
you
just
feel
think
like
that's fun.
gambling, bro?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
do you want to have some fun, or do you want to
That's so
like,
funny.
Yeah,
not take
that's
your life in your own hands?
the
Yeah.
literal drama dice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only emotional effects are going to be coming out of this die here.
Highland Farron says, "Love Phil. He was
Woo!
our hobby rock during COVID years and kept me smiling throughout. Keep up the good work, all."
Good. Oh, thank you.
Aw.
I appreciate
That's a
that.
fantastic sentiment.
Appreciate that.
Awesome. Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah, the hobby definitely made COVID far more manageable than not. It's not a fun time, but being able to sit down there and disappear into some pains for a while definitely made it a bit more tolerable. So
yeah, palatable, especially because of how
Yeah.
like nuts everything was for
Oh,
sure.
seriously.
Yeah, 100%. I
Kind of like that people had hobbies to escape into though, because like I played so much D&D during that time. Like I was
Yeah.
playing 3 times a week over Discord and whatnot, and that was really fun.
Well, our little
Yeah.
campaign got started back then, and we're like going 3 years and strong in the same world with the same characters. Like it's actually kind of cool, and the fact that that was what spurred the just put paint on it, all right? Which is awesome.
Yeah. I actually I had when I was lived in New York, I did a lot of role playing with friends. Like we did like a weekly game that we'd get together in person and do. And then as I left, obviously they kept doing it and playing their game. But then when COVID hit, they went online, and my friend invited me back to play, online. And even now that they could get back together, we still just do it, in person. We do it online, and now I'm back to role playing with my friends that I hadn't played with in years, which was, pretty awesome. So, really get
That's
back into
really
that.
neat.
I'm actually going back to playing in person. So we did our session 0 last week. So everybody's got characters now, and
Nice.
there's a lot of new players in there. So I made mine in advance so I could help everybody make their characters. And so tonight is like our first true role playing session, and I'm so excited.
Oh,
I
that is
spent
exciting.
so much time making this character. And I'm gonna like do the voice and everything. So
Oh, cool. That's
That
awesome.
Yeah.
sounds awesome.
she's a gnome, and she's really old. So I'm gonna
An
try and do an
old
old
grumpy
lady.
gnome.
No, she's not grumpy at all. She's very
It's like a
like
spinster gnome, like old cat lady spinster gnome.
no, she still likes to party. Like
Oh, okay. Nice.
she's an old lady, but she's like a trickster. Like she'll play tricks on you. So like she might play up the fact that she's really old, but she's still quite spry.
Right.
So yeah, just to play tricks on people.
I love it. That sounds like a fantastically fun character to play.
Yeah.
And
it'll be really fun playing with people who've never really role played before.
Oh, is there like a new group?
Fun.
Yeah, so it's the same dungeon master that I had before, but it's a new group.
Nice.
So yeah, it'll be fun to see how they sort of navigate, because you have to kind of like learn to navigate the table and keep the group together, or deal with unrest and things like that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing like how they decide they want to play the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you never really know until you've started playing or you've played a few sessions, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, how are we going to be doing this or whatever. And then
we did in our session 0, we were like, I was like pretty clear. I was like, okay, if we have a lawful good and a chaotic evil character in the group, it probably just won't work. Like there will be too much conflict. So just maybe think about that when you're making your characters.
Yeah,
so I think we're all mostly good or neutral, so it should be fine.
Yeah, having a chaotic party member is always kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am chaotic good.
Yeah, but the chaotic good is like, there's difference in that and somebody who just goes around and like literally has fun, like hurting people or whatever. It's like, okay, this is gonna be an issue. Yeah, it's gonna be an issue for sure. What color would an Inquisitor's hat be?
Black.
You think so? Just a big
Or
black hat?
yeah, or maybe red, but probably
Is that
black.
Greyfax? Is she that like?
Is
Don't
it
they probably have like
Greyfax?
a metal hat? I think it's Greyfax, right?
Oh, it looks like
Maybe.
Greyfax.
I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think
Maybe I'm wrong.
she's got her. Well, she is a Hereticus Inquisitor with the big hat,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. I think
So
so.
big sword.
Danny is asking what everybody's painting.
Oh
Ooh,
yeah. So I am actually working on some Chaos Chosen because the call of Chaos rang through and I picked up instead of letting it go to voicemail, and I have fallen in love with Chaos Space Marines. So they I'm
So
putting
much
together
trim.
so much trim, and I figured out a key thing that I learned was if you use a paint pen, and I use these like craft smart paint pens, metallic paint pens from like Michaels or whatever,
Mhm.
and the coloring matched pretty well with the Army Painter's bright gold, so that I could do the majority with the paint pen and then get the like the nooks and crannies with a paintbrush. That saved me a lot of frustration. Although with these guys, the paint pen ran out, and I have to pick up a new one. So
Oh
it's
no.
gonna be so it's gonna be a lot of painting trim for these guys because I do them in the Black Legion color scheme. So, but I've been putting together this list. I've decided to go with Creations of Bile to a bunch of tournaments this month. So I'm trying
nice.
to get them all painted up for that, which is
Well,
exciting.
I
I'm
will
very
say
excited.
Creations of Bile is pretty snazzy. That
Yes,
stuff
they're
is
pretty
not easy to
snazzy, and
play against.
they also work very well with my just general way that I end up playing, which is very aggressive, and
Yup.
you know, it rewards being aggressive as opposed to like every other army that I play where I just like overcommit right off the bat and then lose the game because I like decided to run up towards the center. Whereas Creations of Bile, like if you stop moving for all of 3 seconds, that's it, you lose. So you just gotta keep going. It's just like they, the roll for first turn goes, and then they just have to start going and and keep going, which is exciting. So it should be fun to be able to
Yeah.
play them.
They're gonna get you if
So
you're not careful.
Yeah, exactly.
I signed up for a silly little RTT through Goonhammer.
Nice.
Nice.
Uh yeah, so it's called Blunderdome, and basically they're throwing all of the facts in erratas out the window. So you just play everything straight out of the book.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and they're getting like top players to build like the scariest version of like the scariest lists throughout ninth edition, and then giving them to people who don't know how to play and seeing what happens.
Okay.
So I am going to be playing Freebooters Orcs, which I do play Orcs, but I play Death Skulls. So yeah, it'll be interesting. And if I get paired up next to Votan first round, I feel like it's going to be like roll to see who goes first. Oh, you won? Okay, good game.
Yeah.
Like
Just start. Yeah.
Unmodified,
I just remove my stuff.
like
Yeah. There's gonna be two turns of
unnerfed,
just two
unnerfed
turns of just
Votan. Super fun.
Oh man. There's gonna be two turns of just bullets going everywhere, and then there's gonna be
Yeah.
like 2 models left on the board. It's be like I don't know how many objectives can my one freebooter hold and my one
Yeah.
my one
Yeah.
Votan guy my Hearthkin hold.
But at the same time, like maybe if the orcs go first, then maybe the Votan won't be able to last. Well, we'll have to
Yeah.
see how it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be
Yeah.
interesting because they did say they balanced the Votan off of like unbalanced Tyranids and Eldari, so maybe
Yeah.
unbalanced
So
freebooters will be the way to go.
yeah, I think that there's gonna be like a Leviathan Nid list in there
Yep.
as well, and like we're not using any GT packs. We're doing like straight out of the book missions, and yeah, it's gonna be absolutely ridiculous. I'm super looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
sounds absolutely fantastic, and I love it.
I can't wait to get my list so I can start studying and figuring out how to play it.
What you're
Cause
supposed to do, yeah.
yeah, because I play Death Skulls, right? So like I play super infantry heavy so that I can just like deal objectives and stuff. And well, freebooters play completely differently. So
Yeah.
yeah, I might have to get some practice games in.
Freebooters are spicy.
Yep. There's
Spicy,
going to
I
be a
tell
lot
you.
of the all the buggies and stuff like that, and getting like
All the planes.
yeah.
Yeah. Because there's like no limits on them or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had one game that I played. I remember played against pre pre nerfed orcs with a freebooters list that my
Yeah.
friend was getting ready for a tournament with, and I was like, all right, I'll bring my Terminate my Dark Angels, because at the time they were also really good. And I was like, I'll bring my
Yep.
Dark Angels Terminators list, and we'll see how that goes. He like obliterated me. I have never lost so hard in a game. Like it was just like end of turn one, and like half my Terminators were dead, and I was like, I don't even know how that's physically possible. Like these guys just don't die, and somehow you killed like half of them. I'm like, what do I do? So yeah, so that'll be fun to wield on your end.
I've never, because in general, like I don't like playing those lists because I play super casually and all that. But if everybody has decided that they're gonna play a stupid list like that, and we all know that it could be over in turn one,
Yeah,
like let's go.
let's do
You know?
this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I honestly feel like the whole unnerf everything thing has merit, in my opinion.
Well, I guess we're gonna see.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I honestly think that like, man, what I wouldn't give to like have unnerfed Drukhari right now. Oh my god.
Hey, liquefier spam's gonna be there.
Liquefier spam is probably the thing that in an unnerfed everything like environment should still be nerfed. That's how good that was. Just saying. Just saying.
Also, like, it's like before they fixed that points typo as well.
Oh, really? So 10-point Reaver jet bikes?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so filthy. Oh, no,
I
that's not
know.
even fair at that point. 36 Reaver jet bikes for 300 points is really dumb. Like, ridiculously dumb. And I
Yep.
love it. Absolutely love it. Robert says, hey, are you painting by numbers? Yeah, I'm painting by numbers. I'm painting one of the prints that they sent with the Woods of the Coast promo pack for the new Warhammer Commander decks. Yeah, which is really cool. I think this is Inquisitor Greyfax, but I'm just painting it however the hell I want, because this is fun. Yeah, I'm having a hoot. I'm having a hoot and a nanny. It's a good time.
Yeah, I haven't played Magic. I mean, at this point, it feels like it's been a bajillion years, like back when dinosaurs roamed the earth or whatever. But those 40K commander decks have got me thinking. They've got me thinking. So
I
so I've
feel
heard
like
Commander's a fun format for playing Magic like that, and that that would be fun to be able to do.
well, I know John the Cron, who I play with regularly, is a big Magic. Like he used to play Magic, like semi-professionally, right? Like back in the day, and so he's a big Magic fan, and he's like, oh my gosh, Necrons, because he's a Necron player, so he's super excited about the Silent King as a commander and all this stuff or whatever. Yeah. So I'm really excited to just try it out, kind of see how it goes.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
It shall be super fun. Is this?
So
this is
do
gray,
the
gray, black.
Warhammer commander decks, do they have like their own mechanics just to play with one another, or can you play like anything against them? Like, do they fit into the regular game?
I think they just fit into the regular game. Though as far as the commander decks go, I know that they said they're also coming out with like is it like a secret lair or something set with orcs and stuff that I think is apparently supposed to be a bit more like of its own thing, or like reskins of cards or something. I don't know, but I don't think they have like separate mechanics. I think it's just regular commander decks that are just skinned as Warhammer.
Interesting.
As far as I know, as far as I know, that's what I haven't heard anyone say you can't. So.
Okay. Cool.
Well, that does sound pretty cool. I think, like, I think I've played Commander one time, and it was like a couple of, it was before COVID, holy moly, it was a long time ago, and we were all just, like, hanging out on the evening before, like, a GT. I think it was, like, 2018. That was a long friggin' time ago, now that I think about it. And it didn't really Like, it was fun. I got smoshed because I think people ganged up on me, and that was fun. But 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 I did enjoy Magic when I used to play it. Like I still have
Yeah.
my old decks and stuff. But 40K, like I could see myself playing Commander Magic with a 40K Commander. See that I
Yeah.
see myself doing as just like a
Yeah.
fun thing to do.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, because I think like like the lore and the look and everything of 40K is like one of the big draws, for the game. So having that and then just transporting that to another mechanic seems like a no-brainer. So it's cool
yeah.
that they're kind of doing this kind of stuff with the IP.
They've been doing so much stuff with the IP. Like if you're a Warhammer
Hmm.
fan, there's so much stuff that they've been doing. Not just in like in this sort of thing, but in everything, merchandising especially. Like the amount of stuff that they've released is like merch, right? Whereas
Hmm.
I remember 15 years ago, right? Like
Back in my day.
back in my day, before most of you even started playing Warhammer,
Okay,
folks.
hipster.
Just saying. Just saying. Okay, on a tangent. I put a poll up on the YouTube channel being like, how long ago did you start playing Warhammer? And like 60% of people who answered that poll were like less than 5 years ago.
Hmm.
Like it's
Awesome.
crazy how it's awesome, it's fantastic, but like, it just makes my back in my day comment even more relevant. So, back in my day, I remember us sitting around at the hobby shop discussing how it would be so cool if GW would just sell freaking like branded stuff because people would buy it. And we're like, why aren't they doing that? That's just like such a waste of like not making money. So it's kind of cool to see
Hmm.
them finally kind of doing that, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, they've definitely been reaching out, which is pretty cool with all of that. So exciting to see that. And I think that's also part of their, like I mean, part of it is obviously because it's a way to make money, which is what they,
Well,
which is what
ultimately,
which is what a company should do. But at the
right.
same time, I also feel like those decisions to reach out into these other IPs and into like putting out, like you said, merch and stuff like that, came about in that same era where they started like listening to the community. Like previously, like seventh edition and before, it was kind of like, here is your book, here's your model, don't talk to us. Like, do whatever you're going to do, I guess. Just
Yeah.
leave us alone. And now, listening to it, and like as much as people complain about the changes with the FAQs and the points and all that, it's like at least they're listening, at least they're hearing stuff, you know what I mean? And it doesn't come down to just like take what we give you and then just be gone.
Yeah.
Like I think they're starting to listen to that. So they started to listen to like, the nerds gathering in the game store being like, I wish I had some branded merch that I could buy. And they're like, okay, well, let's make some branded merch that they can buy, and things like that, where it's like, oh, I wanted, it would be kind of cool if I had like a Space Marine action figure. And they're like, well, let's make that
Guess
happen.
what? We
And then
should make one. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
And it's because
Um,
they're starting to listen to it as opposed to just like, producing it in their Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but Warhammer.
um, that's her magic card art. Okay, cool. Well, I'm
Oh, cool.
butchering that one. Excellent.
Well, you don't know yet. You can check it against the card. So paint it
I guess
first and
that's
then
true.
check it and be
And then
like,
see how close
see
I
how it
was.
goes. See how it holds up. Yeah.
Um, SNDC says, "Woo, hey Phil, hey gang, Phil, I want a rematch.
Heck yeah, that sounds good. I'm always
I
down
want
for.
to get accepted to go to, no retreat.
Yes, it was
That's
fun.
what I want to
It was
do.
fun.
Yeah, I applied,
Yeah.
got rejected. Get out of here.
Oof.
I know, I'm pissed. Okay, Gearguts Mech Shop. Magic the Gathering decks are designed to fit with any other commander deck, so can be played against all of them without any issue. That's neat. That's good to know.
Yeah.
The upcoming Orc Secret Lair, unlike the commander decks, have existing cards with alternate art, so will slot into other decks. Okay, that's
So
cool.
okay. So the commander decks are like bespoke Warhammer decks that work in the game system. But then the secret lair ones are like if you just want to like reskin your magic deck but orky, then you can do that. Is that what it is? Or
Yeah, well, I guess it'd be like, this is an island, but it's like Orc Island. Orc. I don't know. Orc
Island sounds like the amusement park I never knew I needed.
Orc Island. I wonder what kind of rides there'd be in Orc Island.
Yeah. OSHA does not go anywhere near that Orc Island amusement park. Let me tell you that much.
Yeah, that's true. Danny Blaze says, I started during COVID. Yeah, a lot of people have. Bray Skateboarding Association. Really enjoy your Kill Team reports, Phil.
Nice, thank you.
Yeah, there you go. SNDC says, wasn't me, Skari. Blame Pardo. That's
always blame Pardo.
Of course.
That's rule number one. Always blame Pardo.
It was a real gut wrenching moment when I was like, yes, I can finally do it after 5 years of being asked to go and not being able to go, then applying because I can go, and then not being allowed to go. That was a bit of a kick in the nuts. Danny Blaze says, Def roller coaster, obviously.
Hell yeah. Wait. Am I in front of the Def roller, or am I driving the Def roller?
Imagine it'd be like the grot toss. You'd have
I guess it'd
be like little carnival rides. It'd be so funny. It'd be like little carnival rides of like, what else could it be? How could orcs cheat you? You could do like the teeth pull or something. Like pull the
instead
teeth
of tokens,
off,
instead of tokens as teeth.
Pull the teeth off the squig or whatever. If you lose a hand, you don't get a prize or whatever. That'd be so funny. Grot go round, squig hopper hill, the drops, the brown surprise, boom buggy racing.
No, I don't want that.
The jump.
The jump.
I'd be terrifying. I would not want to go to this amusement park.
But you're not an orc, so
fair
there
enough.
you go.
Fair
I just hope
enough.
that they have signage that'll direct me to the washroom.
Anyway,
I'll see you guys later. Thank you for having me.
That one is worthy of being on the show, Phil. You are allowed to stay. Thank you very much for that.
Better watch
so
yourself.
Funny. Better watch yourself before you wreck yourself. Yeah, so. Oh, buddy old pal. So we've got I'm really enjoying just drawing today. I have some terrain I need to get building though. Oh, sorry, painting. I'm finishing this isn't the Chicago Open this weekend? That's the one I wanted to go to, but life got in the way and I wasn't able to go to that. However, I'm building I've built 4 pieces of terrain for my table that are on the big 12 by 12s, like a big square.
Oh, okay.
And I've built a couple extra pieces that are on the other sets. I even have the measurements right here. So 12 by 12, 5 by 10, and 4 by 6 for the different elements that they have on these US Open terrain tables, so that I can play US Open format in they're not exactly the same, but close enough to to kind of keep it spicy. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to the Kansas City one at the end of the month.
Ooh, very nice.
So
that'll be entertaining.
Yeah. I went to the one down in Orlando when they first had them, last year. Was it last year or whatever? When they first started doing the U.S. Open ones, and it was a ton of fun. They got Mike Brandt on as their global guy, and he's the guy who ran Nova Open for many years.
Yeah.
And he knows how to do a good tournament.
He knows how to party.
Yeah, he knows how to
It's funny because they elevated him to the international tournament guru, right?
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah, exactly. It was right when he got the promotion, and he was like, "Well,
well, so much for running tournaments for the next little bit, But now it seems like they've got their hand on the pulse, which is good. That's a good sign. That's a good thing.
He puts on a good event, puts on a lot of fun, and it was good. It's a good time. So if you do get the chance eventually to get to another one of the opens,
I'm going to go to one. I haven't gone to any yet. But being one of the Art of War crew, I should really try get to some.
Yeah. Speaking of the Art of War crew, I got at the Orlando one, John Lennon kicked my butt because I flew a little too high the first day. I did really well. and ended up like after the first day like number 1 on like on the leaderboard there. And then my first game on day 2 was against John Lennon, and he just raffle stomped me, just paved over my guys, and just like so an awesome guy. Totally had a ton of fun. He was super nice, but yeah, just like put me back in my place in the middle tables.
John's a good guy. He's a good guy. So it's nice to. I can't wait. Seeing them at the World Team Championship was really fun. We actually had like the first chance to get like a picture op with like everybody on the crew in like a giant picture. Oh yeah, it was really nice. Because we are all like remotely work from like different parts of the country and stuff. Oh, the world. Yeah, so that's always a fun time.
Yeah, because they even have guys down in Australia too, right? Don't they?
Yeah, the Art of War Down Under crew, basically. Yeah, they run everything out of the Australian land, which is always fun. Okay, more yellow? Yeah, let's do this. Gear Guts Make Shop says, Grot Go Round, Squig, Hopper Hills. Oh no, you already did those. One for Grots, one for Knobs. Whack a Grot. The jump is when you're thrown into a shock attack gun and will wind up somewhere. Regardless of where you land, you'll puke your guts out along the way. That sounds terrible. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would not want
it's
to do that.
fun for the orcs.
Yeah. So maybe that's what it is. They pretend to be like an amusement park for humans, but it's actually an amusement park for orcs, and they use the humans as the entertainment.
Orcs do not like going into like warp portals and stuff. I don't think they really enjoy it too much. I know that the snotlings that they use for the shock attack guns are like very specifically bred or trained for it. They don't, and then they leave screaming and like absolutely terrified, and that's why they like rip you to shreds from the inside out, because they're like frenzied.
Because they've just been shoved into a gun and then shot through the warp. That'll do it to a person. Let me tell you, I'm going to go frenzy if you do that to me as well. I don't even need to be a specially trained grot to be upset about that.
Snotling. They don't. They put snotlings in the shock attack, and I believe their main ammunition was snotling, not grot. Snotling. Yeah, at least back in the day. I don't know if that's changed over the years, but an orc could make me not say lies. So yeah, the ammo, I mean, park visitors, those are just the second half of the fun. Yeah. I think. So do you have any projects coming up, Phil? Like, other than going to events and stuff, have you just been like, because you do photography mainly, right? Isn't that like your
freelance photographer and the channel and all that kind of jazz. So keep myself quasi busy and doing whatever I can. Right now, like I said, the main push has been I've been working a lot on building up this competitive chaos army, which I think is going to be fun to take to tournaments. And that's kind of been my push right now, is that because it's going to be starting up. I've been going to a few tournaments here and there since COVID stuff kicked off, but there was like before COVID I was going to like a ton of tournaments like all over the place, which was a ton of fun. So now it's going to be nice to get kind of back into that. Like I said, this month I've got, what do I have? This weekend I'm going to go to a store championship at a local store around here.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a 2-day event, which is going to be fun. Then I have next weekend I'm going to be going to a GT in another place nearish to here, but I'll be staying there for that, which will be fun. Then I've got like a team tournament the weekend after, and then I go to Kansas City the weekend after that for the U.S. Open, the GW U.S. Open at Kansas City. So, a lot of tournaments, which is fun to get back into doing that and doing it on a more regular basis, because I like going to them. I usually don't win, but I can at least go and have fun and just like play a bunch of games with a bunch of nerds and kind of be in that giant nerd environment, which is always fun. So that's my push right now is that, and then after that, I don't know. We'll figure out.
Nerd environment, eh?
Yeah.
Ah,
Love that nerd environment.
the best environment when you're a nerd.
Yep.
The nerd environment.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love it.
Exactly.
Trusty.
I like the scribbling ASMR, by the way.
Yeah, is it quite loud? I can.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it really?
I like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, I guess I could put an ASMR tag on it if you just want to like hear me. If you just want to hear the me scribbling on a piece of paper.
And not even talking, just sitting there scribbling and just like.
I'm having
just
an absolute blast with this. I don't know what it is about coloring like this, but I'm having so much fun. I feel like a child, and this is great. I just feel very at ease doing this little drawing. So
Nice.
thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for making my day today. So the box they sent had was a massive box. First of all, I didn't think it was what it was. I had no idea what it was. But it had this big sticker on it that said, "Don't open till October 7th." Massive sticker. And it was sitting on my desk for a couple of days. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I don't want to open it. I was like, I really want to open this right now. So I opened it this morning.
I probably wouldn't have opened it before October 7th, but now that there's that sticker on it, I definitely want to open it. I definitely want to
open it. Greenblood Crusade says, "Oh sure, now everybody agrees perfection is the way. Join us in the way of the Emperor's Children Library." Keeping with the theme, it's a War World boat ride. It's a War World after all.
I like it. I like it.
Good day, folk, and woot! It's Phil, says Greenblood Crusade. That's right. We do. We got him to crawl out of his igloo, okay, and come hang out with us today. The adult coloring books seem weird till I got one. Adult coloring books are awesome. Like they're actually supposed to be really good for you, like meditative, you know, because it gets you really zen, you know. And apparently that's really good for like your mental health, which I would agree with. You know, I find that it is good for my mental health when I'm, you know, doing this. Just this alone, I'm enjoying this a lot. Those 40k Magic decks made me think my idea to give Magic cards up after Ice Age was a good idea. On another note, they're also releasing Lord of the Rings Magic cards, but still not interested in replay Magic. Back in my day when I started 40k, Skari was not Trueborn. What? Back in my day. I was a Black Templar then, back in your day, hey, when you started playing? Well, I've been playing Black Templars again.
Yeah.
I painted one for you.
He has been awesome. I cannot wait.
Has he been a boss?
I cannot wait for you to watch the game that I filmed at Mini Wargaming with Nurgle Snurgle.
Yeah.
Because they came down to Mini Wargaming, her and her boyfriend.
Right.
And we played, and my Empress Champion featured in that bat rep, and he was a fucking boss. It was so cool. And I kept on being like, "Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Tanya." He's so cool.
So that's why she sent me a message after.
Yeah, and then the bat rep that I posted yesterday with John the Cron. My Empress Champion was literally, no spoilers, like surrounded by all these chaos models, just like hacking his way. He's like, "I will kill you all." It was great. Really, really fun.
Oh,
well, I'm so glad you enjoy it.
I still have nightmares of your chaplain on a bike. Sorry. After our battle reports, still have nightmares of that guy.
He's so good. He literally features in
Bones.
Tannhauser's Bones. He features in every like bat rep where I making like a 2,000 point match play game with like you cannot not take him. No. Fight first, Tannhauser's Bones, +1. Like he's just so good.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah. So note to self, every Black Templar player out there. Chaplain on a bike with Tannhauser's Bones is a boss, and Emperor's Champion, also a boss. Old Games Workshop before the internet. did listen to players, but I took a long time before an FAQ was released in the White Dwarf. Oh, yes. Back in my day, says Kyle, you had to have a D20 to play 40k. I haven't. I'm not that old, okay? You and I are the same age, but I had not played 40k back then. So you win. You definitely win.
The Rogue Trader era.
Yeah, I cannot win that one. That one is all you, bro. All you.
I don't feel the need to compete. I really started playing like 3 years ago, so.
Yeah. I got back into it at the end of 6th. I had like when I was a wee youngin', I decided to try to get into it, and that was back in 2nd edition. And I bought a bunch of models like that you could not coherently put together into an actual working army.
Oh no!
It was just like whatever looked good. I was like, oh well, they're all just humans, right? So I'm gonna get these Catachans, and I'll get these, these Talarn, and I'll get these Space Wolves, and I'll get these other, all these random stuff. And I was like, wanted to get them, and I built some of them. And then started to try to paint them and try to get my friends into it. My friends didn't want to get into it. And I was like, and at that age, like if your friends don't get into it, that's it. There's no, that's it. You're not doing it.
That is so true.
Ended up in a box in the in my parents' basement for like a long time until I moved to Alaska. And a friend said, "Oh, have you ever heard of Warhammer 40,000?" I was like, "Oh, I
boy!"
Back in the day. And he's like, "Do you want to get? Do you want to play now?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. It's a lot of money and time. I don't know if I can." And he's like, "Well, why don't you come over, play a game, and see what it's like?" And I was like, "Okay." Played that one game, and the next day bought the 6th edition starter set. And I was like, called my dad and be like, "Hey, you know that box of miniatures that's been in your basement for like 1,000 years? You shipped them to me in Alaska?" And he was like, "All right, get it out of my basement, I guess."
I love it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I really like this gray color they sent. It's like a metallic-y gray pencil color, but it's like got like a bit of a gray tinge. It's really nice. It actually flows really well. I feel old. Marcus Johnson says, "Phil, love the flow."
Yes.
That's right. Got the man bun.
The hair. Exactly.
Did you ever see those save the man bun videos from back in the day?
Which ones are those?
Or like, well, they'd literally walk up to like guys with man buns and they'd like just scissor them right off and run, and then they'd this is this is early YouTube stuff, right? So they'd literally go around and then they'd put them all in a jar and then they'd release them into the waves, like freeing them from.
I'm just gonna say, first off, that's assault.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
Second off, like that could be considered a hate crime if that person is Sikh. So
correct.
Don't start cutting things off of me without my
no.
Exactly.
It was
even doctors need me to sign off.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. My brother started doing a man bun, and I was like, "Oh man, good job!" And it suits him like it does you, Phil.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got like a whole lot of hair going on up top here, so
no, it's
it
good
kind of
times.
like balances out with the face hair there. So
I like it. Plus, when you go out into the wilderness, right? Being then you kind of need it to like survive, right?
Exactly. I could pretend to be a bear, and they won't bother me.
So it's for warmth.
Exactly. Yeah. I could have used that excuse up in Alaska, not so much down here in Georgia. No need for warmth down here. The air takes care of that.
Is it like a humid? Warm there?
It's so hot and humid down here. The summers are just like ridiculous. So we're starting to get into, like I said, where it's like a high of 83 as opposed to like a low of 83. So I'm happy we're starting to get into the fall time when it becomes like a normal human tolerable temperature.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I like it. Well, we're starting to come towards the end of the show. Can you imagine?
Holy moly.
It's been like an hour. We've just been hanging out, chatting, which is really good.
Yeah. I got the black done on all of my my chosen, my 5 more chosen, because I decided I needed more, or 6 more chosen.
Do you have? That's right. Are you running 10 of them?
Yeah, I'm gonna run 10 of them.
Do you prefer them over Terminators?
No, I also have those as well. So
nice.
Yeah, my list is it's like it's a tournament list. I'm not bringing this to like beer and pretzel hammer in someone's basement. It's like I've got the Lord Discordant, I've got the Master of Possessions, I've got the Dark Apostle, I've got Abaddon because of course you take him in anything chaos because he's so good.
He is
I've got
massively good.
massive. I've got the 2 cultist squads and a legionary squad with the Bale Tome, just to fill out troops and then give prescience to somebody. And then I've got a 10-man brick of Terminators. I've got a 10-man brick of Chaos Chosen, and then I've got 2 5-man squads of Possessed. That's like the chunk of my list. And I've got like a Venom Venom Crawler to pump up the Master of Possessions, and I've got I've got Raptors, a squad of Raptors, just to
get the extra cultists in there too.
Yep. So yeah.
Nice.
So it should be good.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You're only old if your Space Marines have shuriken catapults. Yeah, that is an old reference. Back when Space Marines could take shuriken catapults.
Yeah. I like that.
Tim says, has anyone told you, Skari, you look like Diego Luna with a beard? With the beard, really?
That's a compliment. I just get Zach Galifianakis, so I'll take Diego. I would take Diego Luna. No offense to Zach Galifianakis, but I would take.
Do you ever watch
Zach
Between Two
Galifianakis
Ferns? Tell me you watched Between Two Ferns.
Of course I did. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. I love how awkward those interviews are. It's just absolutely hilarious.
I just love how the guests like quite often just lose their shit.
Yeah.
Because they're laughing so hard.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. How about Bomber? It is definitely meant as a compliment. Well, thank you.
There we go.
I appreciate it. That makes me smile inside. Well, Phil, before we finish up the show, where can folks find you if they're interested in finding more about what you do and how you do it? And what do you have coming up the pipeline that people can get excited about, or where's the next place that they could see you? / how can they get in touch with you if they want to just ask you questions about how to be the bestest Chaos player ever?
Well, I mean, if you want to find out how to be the best Chaos player ever, I would probably look elsewhere. But if you want me to woo and just laugh uncontrollably, then check out Glacial Geek content. I've got the YouTube channel, which is the primary source of Glacial Geekness out there. So that's I think it's just like /c/the Glacial Geek. Either which way, just.
I will be putting a link, by the way.
There we go. Perfect.
The link shall be put so that.
Excellent. It would have been there before if you hadn't lost those 20 seconds into the warp or whatever of the stream. But yeah, the YouTube channel is the best place. Just search for the Glacial Geek on YouTube and it'll come up. It's got the logo is basically this face with a parka and like ski goggles on there. So I've got that. That's the best way. I've also got a Facebook page and an Instagram that are good as well for community. I'm going to be going to a bunch of tournaments this month, and I usually keep track of what I'm doing with those on my Facebook page. So if you want to follow along and see how the creations of Bile do in the hands of a crazy bearded guy, then go along and enjoy.
That's fantastic. I love it, Phil. And I can't wait for you to come back up to Canada so we can hang out, play some more games. I'm
working on it. I'm trying to make it happen.
Let's go, bro. Let's go. Tannhauser's Bones wants a rematch.
This is Abaddon. He's just gonna smack him in the face.
Be like, and you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be like, Skari, let's just have like a friendly game, and I'm just gonna show up with like Creations of Bile tuned up to the nth degree.
No,
be like,
Creations
this
of Bile
is revenge.
Would be terrible for the Black Templars. It'd be so bad. Okay,
this is revenge.
Woo! The whole time. So Tanya, why don't you let people know where folks can find you, as well as any projects you might have coming up before we finish up?
Well, you can find me on my Instagram. That's usually the best place to get me. I also have I do Twitter. I do the tweets sometimes. And you can find me on my own YouTube channel. If you like what I do there with the short snippets of rules explanations, you can also support me on Patreon. And what do I have coming up? Just that Goonhammer thing. That is it. And
Nice.
I hope that this entire winter that could be like the only thing that I actually sign up for. So
That's fantastic. Sounds
Yeah.
like a plan. Other than that, thank you, Tanya, for coming on. Phil, it has been
Ooh,
great to
that's
have you
fun.
on once again. Thank you so much. Ooh, that looks really neat.
That looks really
That
cool.
looks really awesome. As always, for your Orktober needs, go to Gear God's Mech Shop, get some cool orc stuff. And check out Tanya's link tree so you can get some really cool discount codes for things as well.
Yeah, if you do STLs, go to my Instagram because there'll be a better discount code.
There you go. Love it. Other than that, I've been Skari. This show is brought to you by the patrons and folks who support me here or on YouTube as a member or on Patreon. Like, share, subscribe, and we are doing these shows every Friday at 12 p.m.
Yeah.
Eastern Standard Time. So thanks all for hanging out. I've been Skari, your grateful host. This has been Tanya. This has been Phil. And don't forget to just put paint on it. Bye, everybody.